The one simple technique to master your emotions. Nofap Relapsing. Hello everybody, and welcome to Male Wisdom. In this video, I'm going to teach you the art of not caring. Now, this may seem like an odd topic, but trust me, it's something that we can all benefit from learning. Most of us care too much about things that don't matter, and it ends up ruining our lives. We get wrapped up in drama, stress out over little things, and let others control our emotions. But it doesn't have to be this way. There is a better way to live your life, and that's by mastering non-reaction. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this in the future. Most people go through life without understanding that it is a game. Instead, they treat it as serious business and get wrapped up in their egos and agendas. As a result, they miss out on the joy of simply playing the game. They also forget that they are the ones who created the game and that they have the power to change it at any time. The key to understanding that life is a game is to realize that you are not your ego or your schedule. You are the one who is playing the game, and you can choose to play it however you like. You can also choose to change the game's rules at any time. If you understand that life is a game, you will be able to enjoy it more and less likely to take things too seriously. In addition, you will be more open to making changes in your own life that can improve your game experience. People who are unhappy with their reflection in the mirror often try to change the mirror itself. For example, they may diet and exercise obsessively, but the pounds don't seem to budge. Or they may try to get out of debt by cutting back on spending and taking on extra jobs, but their debt only seems to grow. In both cases, the problem is not with the mirror but with the person's mindset. Instead of seeing themselves as they indeed are, overweight or in debt, they are fixated on an idealized version of themselves that doesn't exist. If they maintain this unrealistic view, they will never be satisfied with their reflection. The key is to change your mindset and accept yourself for who you are. Once you do this, the mirror will start to reflect your true self, and you may be surprised at how much more you like what you see. The mirror concept is presented in Vadim Zeland's book Reality Transurfing, which implies that life is you push out, and this is also a famous statement by Neville Goddard. Life can be seen as a game, similar to virtual reality. When people are born, they are thrust into a world of unknowns. They must learn about the rules and customs of society to function within it. Much like exploring a new video game, they may make mistakes and get lost along the way. However, life also has the potential to be extraordinarily rewarding. Just as players can become deeply immersed in a virtual world, people can also find fulfillment in their real-life pursuits. When someone discovers something they are passionate about, whether it's a hobby, sport, or creative outlet, they can enter a state of flow in which they lose track of time and feel fully engaged in the activity. In these moments, life can feel like an exhilarating game that is well worth playing. However, when it comes to the people, it appears indistinguishable from the actual world to them. They are engrossed in the game and believe it is accurate. They are attempting, and hustling, but most of the time in vain. So, what's the goal? The point is to make you understand that you're taking a game too seriously. Would you lose your cool if your game character died or you lost a level? Maybe some of us will, but we will immediately calm down by recalling that it is all a game. So when something terrible happens in your life, you should first remind yourself that it is just a game. If you're feeling down about something that's happened, it cannot be easy to see the bright side. It's easy to dwell on negative thoughts and let them spiral out of control. However, it's important to remember that every cloud has a silver lining. No matter how bad it seems, every situation has the potential for something positive. If you can keep this in mind, you'll be able to weather any storm. Let's face it. Bad things happen to everyone. However, how we react to these adverse events determines whether they will have a lasting impact on our lives. If we dwell on the negative and allow it to take over our thoughts, it will likely harm our lives. However, if we remind ourselves that we can choose how to react to these events, we can often turn them into positive experiences. For example, if we receive a bad grade on an assignment, we can either let it get us down or use it as motivation to study harder and do better next time. Similarly, if we get in a fight with a friend, we can either hold a grudge or use it as an opportunity to communicate better and strengthen our relationship. The choice is always ours. So, the next time something negative happens, remember that you have the power to choose how you react to it. Choose wisely, and you might find that the harmful event turns out to be a blessing in disguise. It may not seem like it at the time, but every setback is an opportunity to learn and grow. So don't let yourself get bogged down by negative thoughts. Instead, look for the silver lining in every situation, and you'll be sure to find it. This quickly removes power from the outside world and places all emphasis in your hands. You are creating your ideal reality, and this unpleasant experience was merely a wake-up call for you to chart your way in life. Another important lesson that monks and spiritual practitioners convey is that our life is naturally neutral. You give positive and negative meaning to events, causing them to follow a negative or positive timeline. This is not to suggest that you cannot get caught up in someone else's lousy storyline for a short time, but if you are alert to the truth and see that this is all a game, you will immediately reclaim your power. If and choose not to react, you will be free of their wrong timeline. In his book The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle makes a compelling case that the only moment we can truly experience is the present. He argues that our minds constantly create problems that do not exist, either by dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. This causes us to miss out on the joy and beauty of the present moment. Tolle explains that when we focus on the present, we are more likely to act with intention and awareness. As a result, we can be fully present in our relationships and connect with others on a deeper level. Additionally, we can better care for our physical needs and make choices that support our well-being. Everything is simply being and flowing. There is tremendous happiness and stillness in merely not reacting to anything and simply letting things be, since adverse events only exist because we give them our complete attention. In sum, The Power of Now is an insightful book that offers readers a different perspective of time and life. It will surely leave you with a newfound appreciation for the present moment. Have you ever considered how much power your thoughts have? What you focus on expands. For example, if you're constantly thinking about an ex-partner, you're likely to see them everywhere, in crowds, on TV, and driving the same car as you. This is because your energy is focused on that person, so your subconscious will keep presenting opportunities for you to think about them. The same principle can be applied to any situation. If you're obsessing over a difficult work situation or replaying a hurtful conversation repeatedly in your head, you're only making it worse. The more you focus on something, the bigger it becomes. So next time you obsess over something negative, try diverting your attention elsewhere. It may seem not easy at first, but with practice, it will become more accessible, and your peace of mind will thank you for it. Too often equate joy with needing to put on a happy face and ignoring our problems. We think that to be joyful, we have to push away our negative emotions and focus solely on the positive. However, this is not only unrealistic, but it can also be harmful. Recognizing that joy is a choice does not mean we must ignore our pain or pretend everything is perfect. Instead, it means acknowledging our difficulties and deciding to focus on the good despite them. This doesn't mean that our problems will magically disappear, but it does mean that we can choose to find happiness despite them. When we do this, we may be surprised at how much lighter our burdens become. This is the strength of the non-reaction. We take life far too seriously, as if that were all there is to it. As a result, we have tunnel vision of what is wrong and easily overlook what is right. Social conditioning has led many of us to always focus on the bad and unpleasant, but all we need to do is accept the terrible and then remove our attention from it. It will wither away, but we are too concentrated on manipulating our reflection in the mirror rather than changing ourselves. When you sleep, your consciousness is the only reality. Nothing exists for you. This world is dead to you. It makes no difference what happens outside during those hours because your inside is sleeping. So awaken your inner being to this illusion and actively seek what you desire. Change your image, become the guy you want to be, and reality will begin to reflect start flowing that way. All that matters is your choice. The things you choose to pay attention to will impact your experiences and, ultimately, your reality. If you want to live freely, it's essential to detach from adverse reactions and instead focus on positive ones. This doesn't mean that you should ignore bad things when they happen, rather, you should accept them and move your attention elsewhere. By attaching only positive significance to every incident, you can shape your reality in a much more positive way. This is the best way to live life fully and without fear. So choose better things to pay attention to and let go of the negativity that does nothing but hold you back. In my latest video, I talked about an aspect of male attractiveness that isn't discussed enough. It can make you more attractive to women than any other quality, and once you know what it is, you can start working on it immediately. So make sure to find out what this magical trait is.